I'm Kaylee, and today I'm talking about bookish pet peeves that really, really annoy me. Keep in mind, these are just things that annoy me. If they don't annoy you, that's okay. I'm glad for you. And I'm not even saying that all these things are necessarily wrong or bad. It's just that they annoy me. So I don't like them. Other people might like them, and that's okay. Before we dive in with the things that annoy me, I'm going to reach back here to our Booktuber Shoutout book, and we're going to shout out somebody randomly. Today's shout out goes to Fresh Parchment. I'll leave a link to their channel, so be sure to go over and subscribe to them. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to this channel and follow me on Goodreads and Storygraph and Instagram and all the places. So probably my number one pet peeve is when I buy a used book, and yes, it's a used book, so it's used, but I hate it when it has a dog-eared page. Ugh. And that dog ear has probably been there for years. So now the page is all creased and crinkled, and then I try to smooth it out, but it's just never the same again. Of course, that's what you get for buying a used book, but still, it annoys me. And similarly, when I buy a used book and it has little annotations written in it, and people have written on the side and put little hearts around their favorite character's name or something, or I don't know what, people writing in books. It's just extremely annoying because I want to just enjoy the book. I don't want to hear about what you enjoyed or what you didn't like or what you thought or whatever. I don't know you, person who's a stranger who owned this book before me. Of course, that's what you get when you buy a used book. Sometimes it has stuff written in it, so too bad. Another one is kind of similar is when I get a library book or a used book, I guess, and it's dirty. You're turning the pages and oh my gosh, there's some kind of stain. What is that? Oh dear God, what is that? Is it nasty looking or it's sticky or something? I've almost gotten to the point where I just don't want to get library books anymore because you don't know where that thing has been, okay? Oh goodness. If I was rich, then I would just buy all brand new books, but I'm not, so I end up getting them from the library or getting used books, and that comes with consequences, I guess. Okay, the next one is when there's footnotes, but it breaks up the pacing of the story and it doesn't contribute anything important. I understand, especially in nonfiction, a lot of the times you need some kind of footnote. But when it's fiction and they stop to put some little footnote at the bottom and it's you're not explaining anything in the story, you're not contributing something important. Maybe it's some sort of little joking something. I've seen that done before, some sort of little comment to the audience, sort of this aside comment that's funny. And so they stick it in a footnote because it doesn't really belong in the story. And I'm just sitting here if it doesn't belong in the story, then it just doesn't belong. Now, there are some authors that can pull this off. If this is the style of their story and the footnotes are contributing something to the atmosphere or the information or something of the story, then great. If you can make it work and it fits, wonderful. But if it just breaks up the pacing, and then I'm reading in the middle of a paragraph, I have to stop and go down to this footnote and then go back and find where I was, and you just cut off the pacing there, and it's just awkward. Okay. The next section, oh boy. The next section is all about stickers. I know how so many readers out there share my love of stickers. Oh boy. I hate it when stickers cover up something important on the cover. It's covering up half the title, or it's covering up the author's name. Who decided to put a sticker right there, and now I can't even tell what the title of this book is. I hate it when there are permanent stickers that are printed on the cover. It's not actually a sticker. It's designed that way on the cover to be looking like a sticker, but it's not. So it's permanent. You can never remove this unsightly non-sticker from the cover. Oh boy. And then of course, stickers that are actually stickers, but they just won't come off. What material what kind of glue did they use here? What kind of odd plastic material did they make this sticker out of? I don't know, but it's impossible to get off. And believe me, I know all the fun little tricks. Like, they say do a hairdryer on it so it heats up the glue and then it'll peel off more easily. I do that one quite a lot. Or contrary-wise, I've heard put ice cubes on it depending on the type of cover. If it's a glossy cover, then maybe you could get away with putting ice cubes on it. So then it freezes the glue of the sticker and you can pull it off. So, either way, I usually go with the hairdryer method, but sometimes it doesn't matter what you do. You could scrape and you could, heat the glue and whatever, and that sticker is never coming off. And then, of course, the little gluey residue that is left after you have painstakingly scraped the sticker off. There's still a little bit of residue and your cover just never quite looks the same. Yes, stickers. Okay, I hate it when there's blurbs on the back cover instead of the synopsis of the book. Like, there is no description of the plot anywhere on this cover. Not on the back, not on the inside flaps, nowhere. It's just quotes from other people saying, how wonderful the book is, but you don't know what the book is about. That's usually like the hugest red flag for me. I'm just like, nope, not buying it. I can't even tell what it's about, so how can I even make a decision about whether or not to buy it? So that's just a no from me. Contrary-wise, I can't stand it when classics especially have a synopsis on the back, but the synopsis contains spoilers for the story. Like major spoilers. I guess because it's a classic, they assume that everyone knows the story or something. But yeah, you want to be careful with classics. I almost never read the synopsis on the back of classic. Or maybe I might read like the first sentence, but then I'm like, no, don't look at the rest because then you're just going to get spoiled. Okay, next is audiobooks. I'm pretty picky about audiobook narrators. I can't stand it when they are like very monotone. Most of the time, I do not like it when authors read their own audiobook because most of the time they're not voice actors. Like, they're not trained as an audiobook narrator. They're just narrating their own work. And so you would think that they would be good at it, but just because they're good at writing doesn't necessarily mean that they're good at reading out loud. Okay, I think we can all agree that we do not like movie tie-in editions. It just doesn't look good. I don't know. And the thing is, what are you promoting? Are you promoting the book or are you promoting the movie? Make a decision, I also can't stand it when they change the cover style in the middle of a series, or they change the height of the book in the middle of the series. And it's like, what? I wanted these to match. What are you doing to me? Oh, man. Yeah. Why did they do that? No, make a plan and stick to it, people. I guess maybe if the book wasn't selling well, then they would be like, oh, we need to change the cover to, reach this other key demographic or something. I don't know. So, I understand, it's a business, so design is important, but just no, it just makes me sad when the covers don't match. Okay. Our next one, I feel bad about, but it still annoys me, and I'm sorry, but it does. It's self-published books that have a lot of grammatical errors or spelling or syntax, punctuation mistakes. I can never really enjoy a book or get immersed in the story when there's a lot of grammatical errors because I'm just constantly, the grammarian in my head is alert. And so I'm just noticing all those mistakes and those punctuation errors and stuff instead of just being able to sit back and enjoy the story and get lost in the setting and all of that. Another one that I really do not enjoy is present tense writing style. Why do people do it? I guess they're trying to push the boundaries and be artsy or something, but it just doesn't work that well. It's just kind of awkward. And again, you can't get immersed into the story because it just seems like it's always It's always awkward. It's weird. So I do have a pet peeve about multiple POVs, so multiple points of view, where you are what they call head hopping. You're jumping into different characters' heads and saying what they're feeling or what they're thinking so that we, the reader, are getting this inside glimpse into different characters, right? So if multiple POVs is well written, then it's fine. And I enjoy it. And it's like, okay, I accept this. It is okay. I don't love it, but I accept it. However, if it's badly written and it's not really clear which POV you are in, like whose head am I inside right now? There's no clear delineation between this character's thoughts and this character's thoughts. And they don't even have clearly separate voices. Like if all the different characters' thoughts sound the same and we don't have clear, distinct voices for each person, that's a huge problem. I don't even know who we're talking about at this point. I really like for there to be a very clear delineation. This chapter is being told from this character's perspective, and now this chapter is being told from this character's perspective. At the very least, it should be each scene. This scene is told from this POV, and now this other scene we have switched to this other person is told from their POV. But I can't stand when you head hop in the middle of a scene. I've even seen it happen in the middle of a paragraph. And it's just like, what is happening right now? I can't stand it. I just can't stand it. Okay, the next one is series that never get finished, where I've read the first book or the first couple of books of your series and you got me hooked and you left me on a cliffhanger and now it's been 20 years. Well, maybe not 20 years, but it's been a long time. It's been like 10 years and we still don't have the rest of that series. So I'm thinking specifically of Patrick Rothfuss, of course. I think we're all thinking that. And also there's supposed to be this duology from Robin McKinley and we still only have the first book. I'm really tired of waiting. I'm trying so hard to be patient, but I really wish we could have the end of that series and I wasn't stuck on this horrible cliffhanger. Okay, and our last one today is overused comparisons to popular series. So I can't stand it when the bookmarking says something like, this book is just like Harry Potter, or it's the new Hunger Games, and it's just like, okay, I've heard that so many times now. And no, your book is not like Harry Potter and it's not the new Hunger Games. So just stop. If I have to hear that one more book is the new Hunger Games or the new Harry Potter or whatever, I'm just really tired of it. Like, marketing needs to come up with better ways to grab people's attention and describe the book and market the book, okay? You're not gonna do it by comparing it to other popular series. Like, that just feels kind of lazy to me. Like, can't you think of something to say about your own book rather than just comparing it to the most popular whatever that came out in the last 20 years? Yeah, maybe that was a little mean. I'm sorry. But seriously, don't be lazy with your book marketing. Yeah. Okay, those are my bookish pet peeves and things that annoy me when I read. Please leave me a comment down below and let me know what are some things that annoy you about books or reading or whatever, and what are your pet peeves. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and remember, the right book in the right hands at the right time can change the world.